We are going live, and of course, I'm counting on both Derek and our man Brendan to basically hold the fort by shooting the shit. They could start talking about anything they wish, so long as it has absolutely nothing to do with what we'll discuss once we start at the top of the hour. We're going to hear some noises because Brendan is still settling in, and he's got two four-legged children to deal with. If he could tell us what breed they are, that would be a nice start. Ask Derek if he has any
German
dogs.
Shepherd.
Yeah, be a little more flamboyant about it. You need to kind of like add some narrative. It's like storytelling. It's like, you can say that there are two German Shepherds, and then you can go into
What's
their
interesting,
personalities.
the other one's part pug, and I know like the pug is one of the oldest species, like in
But
as
you
far
mean
as like
you mean
domesticated.
like an English bulldog?
No, a pug is it's like a Chinese dog with like it's got like a smashed in face and it has that thing on its head like a triangle from like the way its nose is shaped.
Oh, but isn't that why they call English bulldogs pug noses too? I mean, they're both kind of
It's
like that.
similar.
Yeah. Oh my
Similar.
God. And they breed
Yeah.
with German shepherds. I mean, what comes
Oh
out of
no,
that?
no, no. If they're no one of it's that would be crazy. I'm sure that exists, but that would be crazy. But basically like a a pug is like it's bred with a smaller dog to make like a different type of pug, basically.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think
Yeah,
can't
it's
remember
like a
the other
little
one right
miniature,
now off the top of my head.
Mhm.
a little miniature bulldog.
Exactly.
Right.
Like wide legs with the scrunchy face.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
Right. Right. That's what I thought. I mean, I'm no expert. I'm certainly no kynologist, and I'm definitely dogs are
But
not.
German Shepherds are interesting. Like they're super smart and like they have like a lot more. I don't know if it's like dexterity or what's the word for it, but they're able to like they just do more stuff like with their hands and stuff. They're pretty intelligent dogs.
Wow.
Or their
That's
paws,
that's
like open
incredible.
doors and
Wow.
get into more trouble
Yes.
smartly.
Yes. Oh my God. So we have Marcus Grix saying hello again. Hugs, Marcus Grix. So glad to have you with us. Marcus is with
Oh
us,
yeah, I was
and
gonna check the stream. It seems to be working.
good, good. And let me take this, and we're going to hear some echoing. And again, Derek, feel free to start talking casually, casual things like I don't know. Like the weather's been hell lately. I don't know if you've been driving through it, but we'll go a bit more into that
Yeah,
when we're
how is it
home.
out there? Because we've been hitting some cold weather, but
And where are you at,
out back
Brendan?
east it's been. Well, I'm in California, central or northern California.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm in Tennessee. It's been pretty
Yeah.
mellow here in Tennessee, except for the rain. It's been raining nonstop. It's been raining here like it's Seattle or something.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
but I got caught in that snowstorm in the Midwest when I
that
was
really cold
in
one.
Fishers, Indiana. Yeah, I was in
Ooh.
Fishers, Indiana. Fishers, Indiana, just west of Indianapolis, and I was coming back from Illinois, and I had a run that I was doing back and forth from Illinois
Indiana,
to Indiana. And one day before the run was about to end, my boss said, "You know what? Let's beat that snow. That you got. We borrowed a trailer from Delta, Ohio." He said, "Take that trailer back and then bring it on back in." He said, "But take your time coming in." So I
Right.
was basically for 2 weeks. I had to pedal to the metal, and I really wanted to do that one more day. I said, "Man, I got one more day. I could make more money." And I said, "You know
Right.
what? I better get." Something told me I better just cut it short while I can and get out of there before that snow hit. And so when I got over to as far as I could drive, Fishers, Indiana, when I parked, everything was fine. Next thing you know, as soon as I got checked into the hotel, I looked out the window and it was snowing, big giant snowflakes. I'm all, what?
Holy shit.
Yeah. So yeah, and so I just stayed. I stayed in the hotel for like 16 hours. I gave them time to clean up the road. I said, no use of me getting out there and getting stranded on the road. If I'm gonna get stranded, I might as well be in the hotel or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
But yeah, I heard that storm was pretty cold too. Like it got in the minus for some time for like a couple of days,
I regret
and
not
like
bring.
blizzard type
Yeah.
weather.
Yeah. Oh no. Go on. Yeah.
Well, no, that's just all I heard. I haven't looked into it since then. That
Okay.
they were about to get hit by some pretty, sizable.
Right, right. And oops, let me get these screens running again. The problem is I've got to keep something running on the screens or they start to vanish on me. So let me go back to the there we are, my screensaver. And okay, and I actually will bring. I thought of something that I'll bring up while we're burning bandwidth. Until then, of course, both you gentlemen can continue where you're at. Do you have dogs yourself, Derek, or no pets?
No, I had a Shih Tzu. I didn't think I would like them little dogs, but that little Shih Tzu was the best dog I ever had. And unfortunately, she died, and when we still lived in Gary, Indiana at the time, so I buried her in the backyard. And I just don't have time for to take care of another dog. Now we got a cat, and I'm hearing a lot of commotion that the problems that Brenda's dog is giving him. But see, cats they do something different. When they want to give you trouble. At least my cat. What she'll do is she'll throw up hairballs like right where she knows I'm gonna put my feet. So she knows where I sit on the. She knows where I sit on the couch. She knows where I walk. You know what I'm saying? And when she meows all night and doesn't get my attention because I don't let her in the room, she's like, "Yeah, I'll show him." Next time I go sit down on the couch, I'll just step my foot in. Oh, what's this?
Oh my God,
I can't stand cats. Yeah, that's my wife.
Yes.
As soon as this one goes, she'll say, "Well, can I get it?" I'm gonna say no.
Oh, I don't blame you. Oh my God. And so I don't know what to ask at that point. I mean, I thought that your wife and yourself were kind of separated or something or was
yeah. Well, she's moved on.
So she left you with the cat.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's a very strange situation because when we moved from Gary, Indiana to here, I made sure that we had a house that she works from home. So she's a chemist and she's got her degree in biochemistry, but she also does hair. And so what she did was she quit her chemist job to do hair full time with the plan on eventually coming up with her own shampoo and conditioner line, and then have her own line of hair products, putting her chemistry back to work. But she just does hair right now. And funny thing is, I made it a point to get a house to where she can have her little home office or her home studio, and she only comes here to do that. That's it. Okay. So this is now her place of employment. So I don't see her until she comes and does some hair and then leaves.
Oh my
and
God.
Doesn't say shit to me. Yes, that's right. So I'm kind of stuck in a situation I need to get out of.
Right. But you're also stuck taking care of the cat, which you do for humanitarian reasons. It's like
right. Well, she'll, every once in a while I'll go over there and I'll check, and she'll put some food and water in the bowl, and that's it. Change the kitty litter. I ain't changing no kitty litter.
Oh, good. So. Good, right? I understand. Yes, that's the kitty litter is monstrous. Nothing's worth that as far as I'm concerned. Oh my God. And okay. So we're getting the links up bit by bit, and we've got a little bit before the top of the hour. So if you two gentlemen could go on complaining about kitty litter, I know Brendan has a cat, and probably would have been out of the place where he's living right now a long time ago if he didn't have the cat, because he can't really effectively live with the cat in the car. And I know that there are people that do, but Brendan didn't want to get to that point, and so. Yes, he's welcome to pitch in at this point. There, Brendan, you can, if he's there, if he's still with us.
Hey, I'm having some technical difficulties. Can you hear me?
I noticed that there was a lot of funny noises in the background, like there was some glitching and Yeah, yeah.
Okay, does it sound better now?
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, you sounded perfect when you were over. I mean, when you started in and asked us about your technical problems, then we hear some weird noises like that, whatever that is. It's like you're running your thumbnail over the mic or something.
I'm having trouble with the headphones right now, but hopefully they last.
Okay.
Can you hear me though? Like,
yeah,
you
but
still hear me?
I take it you can't talk without the headphones?
It just makes it much easier.
Oh, okay.
Because the phone isn't much better, so
I see.
hopefully, I mean, I could switch if it happens. But
okay, well, we'll let you know if it's because it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know what's going on.
It's pretty common. These things happen. Well, we've got the links up, I'm happy to say, and so what I'm going to do is put this little laptop aside and kind of focus my attention more on the larger computer, and going to kind of put. Anyhow, I'm just mumbling to fill in airtime. You guys can help with that and start mumbling to each other. Tell us about your cat, Brendan. A little bit about whatever horror story led you to have one.
Oh yeah, I could have. Yeah, I probably could have gone out faster if I didn't have a cat. But it's kind of like you said, like a rescue animal, basically.
Yes.
So it's like, it's not like that I wanted it, but I also like, you know.
Well,
yeah, basically I had to take care of it.
Right. Yes. Well, by the way, I don't want everyone to think that we're coming down on cats. You know, both these gentlemen wound up with cats in one way or another, but they do love the cats, obviously. And okay.
I mean, I keep them around for, like, you know, protection too, and like various things.
So the cat for protection?
Like, I've always had a cat, yeah.
Yes. Oh,
for like spiritual protection. Like, have you ever seen the movie The Mummy?
Oh yes, I understand.
And like the jinn or like the mummy, he can't get in unless like or with the cat there. So it's like, you know.
Understood. And you do have that Syrian background, so that makes sense. And oh my God, that sound is just horrible. I mean, and what?
Let me see if I could find another.
Okay, well, let's wish him luck with that. And okay, and so let me check the. Let me start refreshing all of the screens, and that will help with what.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, that sounds better. What did you do?
Okay. I took the headphones out.
Oh, okay, yes. I suspected such. I mean, honestly.
But sometimes, like, it doesn't work when it's on speaker, so I'm like, I was just checking if it works here.
Oh, dude, anything is better than what we were going through when you had those headphones on.
I think they're finally reached the end of their life.
Yes.
Lifetime.
Oh, yeah. I think they were aborted from birth, honestly, so... We've got a few minutes.
It was those Chinese goods you talked about, the sabotage ones.
Yes.
They've never really worked, but they kind of do.
Oh yes. Oh, it's awful. The products coming out of China have been getting worse and worse simply because of the exploitation of slave labor and the slave labor revolting by basically sabotaging all the products they produce. Okay, so let's take a look at who's in the chat room. Marcus Crick says, Peter Moon informed me of your stream and have been listening to you ever since. Can I ask you, Douglas, please, how did you originally meet Peter, and any story around this relationship? Oh, that's so tempting to just fly off the handle and say, the usual salacious how would we say it? The tall tale that comes to mind that would I could just start fabricating. Oh, Peter was in San Francisco and he was walking up Chicken Hawk Lane and he approached me and I said no, I don't play that way. And then anyhow, I'm all kidding. That didn't happen. That's not how we met. Anyhow, we've got a message held for review that I'm going to show here. Elizabeth C says, I have 3 cats and it takes 10 minutes to change the litter. You guys are pussies.
That's funny.
And Kinel.
I have an automatic litter box.
Yes. Oh, yes, Kinel. I can understand where Kin is coming from. Has what looks like a female icon or avatar, and I could understand the fuck that noise, stop it, get him off the air. Well, finally we got rid of the source of the problem. Marcus Griggs, also will you have Peter on for a Q&A session? That's a thought. Yes, we could bring him on for a Q&A session. As a matter of fact,
isn't the first time like you met him when he called into that show or something?
That's
what he says, I think.
Yeah, I believe him. I mean, God, you got to remember.
I don't remember very much, in sequence.
No.
Because I listened to it out of sequence.
What I mean to say is, I accept what he says as the facts because I spend a lot of time trying to forget. And I'm sorry, I'm just looking at what I see in the chat room. Oh God, Maria Grigorich says hello, Douglas. Anyhow, with Peter Moon, yes, we'll have him back on if people want a Q&A session. That would be fine. I don't understand. Actually, I don't know how people would call in. That would be the problem. So we would have to wait until our executive producer Brendan has a new computer and is able to produce, and then at that point he can take calls. And, that may be for a little while. And Maria Gregory.
And I do got a suggestion.
Sure.
I do have a suggestion. I'm going to have to get with Brendan. I do got some other technologies I want to show you, Brendan and Douglas. And one of them is called Uber Conference.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, I recall you sent a link a while back. I'm down to look into that further. Seems interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can get a phone number that they give to you, or you can customize your own phone number. So it's
wonderful.
Right. And you have people call in basically, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, you can have. I think you can have up to 5 people call in on the free one, but the upgraded one is $17. You can have hundreds of people call in.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, the last thing on earth I would want. But yes, but certainly it would be nice to have the option. And so you two gentlemen, we've only got 2 minutes left. Take us to the top of the hour about, just talk shit. That's wonderful. They're both so creative. They just they're party people. They're
right. Wait, what?
I didn't know whether you wanted me to jump right into my situation or wait to the top of the hour.
We can wait to the top of the hour. No worries. Let me go back to the live dashboard. Veronica Barrera says buenos noches a todos. Buenos noches a todos. And she is marvelously married now, which disappoints me terribly because I'm out of the running. But hello there, Veronica. And Maria Gregorich says hello, Brandon. And everyone is saying thank the Lord, and they have hands up in prayer signs for the killing of those earbuds. Marcus Griggs and Kinell, I don't blame them. I stand by their side on that. And Marcus Griggs says, awesome, thanks, Douglas. And, of course, the least we could do. And hello, Derek. And Maria Grigorich sends her prayers. So we are at the top of the hour, and I will start now with a blurb. And both of these gentlemen are welcome to do whatever they need to do during that period of time. Take a leak or make yourself some tea, not necessarily at the same time. And Mein Kampf, My Struggle Be Thine Own. Contribute to the struggle at showsdd.com/donate.html, which is acronyms for Hypertext Markup Language, where we now be accepting contributions via PayPal Holdings Incorporated on showsdd.com. All due acknowledgement be unto our own personal hero, our dearest English brother in battle, who be Team Thrax or Dietrichs or Dragons, ultimate post-episodic producer, and our final productions archivist at showsdd.com, as well as the YouTube Maggot channel property manager, which you can subscribe to his channel at youtube.com/c/Magatur. Magatur being spelled MAGGOTAUR. That being the John Henry II McMills Warrington. Friend and follow he via his Facebook timeline at facebook.com/John.War. For were it not for he, nigh all videographic works of the renegade military historian would have been lost. 'Twas he who saved nigh all the Douglas Dietrich videos published on platform provided by YouTube that would have otherwise been erased from all free public accessibility and monopolized for privatized monetization via Patreon by the openly subsatanic welfare-supported white trash Pueblo, Colorado-based amateur sorceress and skunk whisperer Amber Rose Dio, whose My Steak Warrior channel actively exploited YouTube to promote Edomite thalama, or will, of Peter Simon Lavinda, the pseudonymous author of the Simon Necronomicon, published circa 1977, to children for years prior her exposure, and via his own so-called Dietrichology YouTube channel by the parentally aided and abetted violent alcoholic Eurotrash Canadian multiple sexual assaults offender Pavel Edward Prevara, who resided in his federally pensioned parents' Toronto domicile and aliases himself as Paul Edward via his Facebook timeline, whereon he hideth still behind images of myself to friend underage boys, precepts predation, which you can find out all the details about at showsdd.com for linkage onto all the evidence you'll need thereof. And therefore, this also be an alert and Achtung, a warning and attention for all fans, friends, and followers of myself, to Bolo, be on the lookout per the pedo predator Pavel Edward, or Paul Edward Prevara. You can find out his backstory on the September 8th, 2019 dated episode of Critical Omissions entitled Deep Web Pedo Predator Hides Behind the Face of DDD. This public figure, the former executive producer of the Critical Omissions program, who was caught red-handed attempting to archive my entire Google account after having hacked it via VR co-managed Douglas Dietrich YouTube channel, who be an identified transnational cyber terrorist with a known criminal record in intimate partner sexual violence, has been confirmed to still be preying on young boys behind mine own image, even whilst brazenly self-promoting his LinkedIn corporation promoted self-employment expertise as simply JAP, J-A-P in the uppercase. Paul Prevara referencing himself on LinkedIn as a data engineer for then producing my program maketh little sense beyond hyperbole, and the citing of JAP as his employer, or rather his field of employment, as he be presenting himself as self-employed, thereby indirectly but publicly self-asserting his unemployability, maketh no sense at all beyond the intended entendre as ethnic slur against myself. JAP in the all uppercase, otherwise being acronymous for a software, Java Anon Proxy, which you can find out more enough appropriately at Fresh Meat, sourced at freshmeat.sourceforge.net/projects/anon, as in anonymous, which be similar to TOR in the uppercase, or Tor, acronymous for the onion router, as in multi-layered, which itself be likewise exploitable in hiding or encrypting IP or internet protocol addresses by moving through multiple routers, a dark web tool employed throughout the pedopornographic industry precepts pederast predations, JAP in the all uppercase being similar thereunto, but JAP itself being relatively new, released in December of 2016, as well as concurrently deployable to hide web browsing, Paul Prevara thereby openly promoting himself as a data engineer in the realm of child exploitation and baby rape, advertising unto others his own ability to deep dive into the depths of deepest darkness and assist others in such. His About section in linked readest, my objective remains the same, resolve data problems through abstraction, which all too obviously makes no sense whatsoever. A silly string of terms comprising a non-sequitorial word salad. A data engineer develops, constructs, tests, and maintains architectures, such as databases and large-scale processing systems, which altogether might be occulted, it is obfuscated, as abstracting data problems. But it is not how anyone seriously seeking employment would advertise themselves. Instead, Polyboy the pedo presumes any potential contractor to read as in to interpret his pithy about statement as, I exploit JAP to resolve data problems, it as transmission of questionable data through abstraction in the cascading and mixing the data streams of multiple users in order to further obfuscate or occult the data to outsiders, which be what JAP does. Both Polyboy the pervert from Prague and his foreign-born Euro-slut handler Agnieszka or Agnes Maria Shrakzinska promote themselves as hackers. It would be self-evidently stupid to advertise oneself as such via LinkedIn by all common sensibilities, but they have been emboldened by the Temple of Set to hide it in plain sight, Pauly's entire LinkedIn tree being utterly senseless by any conventional rationale other than within this context. Ergo, therefore, Paul Pedoperv Prevara be advertising more than meets the eye. Anyone doing a search on LinkedIn for JAP in the uppercase specifically, in disambiguation from the ethnic slur with a capital J and lowercase AP, which would pull up anyone's profile who had worked for either a Japanese restaurant or within the Empire of Greater Japan itself, would instead come across his page, and most likely not many more, with the nebulous statement of resolve data problems through abstraction, it as via encryption, being the key. Anyone who wants help in questionable tasks requiring JAP now be directed to his page, and his page alone. His critical omission of blatant hypocrisy once speaks volumes in of and for itself, being that he refuses to explain as in his openly published public statement per myself as to why he still misrepresents himself by hiding behind the photograph of a quote-unquote liar, which you can see at facebook.com/PI342, instead of his own flaccid face, for reasons what be all too obvious. No one would friend him by his own wretched appearance, despite the fact that he tells underage minors that they have finally found Waldo of the Where's Waldo franchise, and that Waldo was really Harry Potter, his other preferred self-misrepresentation, all along, before offering to let them play with his magical wand. And one final warning by way of Pavel Privy, the pedopredatory pervert from Prague. He has now established a false Twitter account by which to continuous misrepresenting himself, called, in the all uppercase letters, at DDD_now. The official Twitter account for myself be at Doug D. Dietrich, with only the D's in the uppercase. Both the identified malefactors, Rose Dio and Paulie Privy, ultimately boasted themselves activated assets of the Temple of Set founder, the Set theistic, it as satanic high priest and primary Wikipedia contributor, the United States National Security Agency Deputy Director Dr. Michael Mikey Aquino, Colonel, United States Army Special Forces Psychological Operations, retired but laterally transferred into the civilian intelligence network of the National Security Agency, in which he ultimately retired at the civilian rank equivalent of a general, what in bureaucratic parlance be known as a supergrade. However, he operates in consultation at this point in his life, along deploying his assets of the ever-swelling cult of the kings of Edom, it est, the anti-gods. But now you, too, can do your part to help in the fight against total annihilation. Spread the word about Douglas Dietrich, that he, the biological son of Adolphus Jacob Hitler, which you can find out more about at douglasdietrich.com/2019/05/08/Douglas Dietrich, son of Adolf Hitler, fighting against white supremacist neo-Nazis, and confer while there a footnote on my bio, sire, explanation of the meaning of my biological father's name, that I be alive and well and resident in the city and county of San Francisco, and, if at all possible, electronically relay thy contributions at showsdd.com/donate.html. People are forever asking me what they can do to fight the pedopathophilocracy, such being our present Slavo-Western government by patriarchy of pathological pedophiles. You can help spread awareness by supporting myself. We have a new contribution page on douglasdietrich.com where you can make a donation online using either the credit or debit card. Simply go to douglasdietrich.com and click the red donate button. All sponsors will be granted exclusive electronic access to both my videographic and audio recorded archives through to this year, from the 2011th year in our Lord, the very year mine own late and sainted matriarch, the Grand Modem, Diana Zujin Lin Takabayashi Hideko Dietrich, was murdered, assassinated nigh immediately aftermath Sanjuichi Sensemi, the 3/11 terror attack against the Fukushima Daiichi, or Big One, cluster of nuclear power plant facilities on site, the 7,000 islands of the Greater Japanese Empire, when 'twas deemed by much Native American cosmological reckoning that the first rays of the dawning of the Sixth World broke upon us, and magics could again be worked conjointly with Mother Earth to redeem the folk upon her. They're not on YouTube anymore, whereon the internationally recognized renegade military historian and intra-global crises analyst Douglas Dwayne Dietrich, long ago, established his high-profile visibility platform per rationale of personal security by way of public promotion. So visit showsdd.com/donate.html and donate online, where it is fast, easy, and secure. Only on contribution will thy membership be processed within 48 through 72 hours, between 2 to 3 days, for full access to all mine archives, meaning all those videos that John Warrington saved, aside those on the Maggot Douglas Dietrich channel and the YouTube channel named Taboo Bros 2, spelled TABOO space BROS space Roman numeral 2, as managed by mixed martial arts maestro Daniel Arola of Damage, or Daniel Arola Martial Arts Group Incorporated, Kali Combatives. Yea, so, all the Magator-backed Dietrich-hosted vids now be available unto all, accepting contents accessible via the aforementioned TB2 and Maggot YouTube channels, our extensive showsdd.com archives, now including even the old ostensibly professed Revolution Radio archives obtained from the late and unlamented controlled oppositionist Mike Ringley, thanks to private purchase by the well-established alternative acid rock band Deep Space Pilots, whom you can visit at deepspacepilots.bandcamp.com, and their lead bandsman Ronald P. Stroine, who you can friend as Zeb Shepard on Facebook, he being a general practice attorney at law in good standing at the law offices of Ronald P. Stroine and Associates, serving the Chicagoland area's legal needs since 1980 in federal appellate practice, divorce and family law, real estate, bankruptcy, criminal, and DUI. Visit thedebtfreeway.com, as well as the Soi Disant American Freedom radio transmissions I myself hosted from May 20th of 2018 that Pavel Edward Pravara smuggled onto YouTube, perhaps ultimately copywriting such for himself, as alluded to within entitlement of same dated episode, Douglas Dietrich on American Freedom Radio about being introduced to American Freedom Radio. Those episodes being re-recordings with new images taken from correspondent points in mine presently banned Facebook Incorporated timeline. But reformatted per the date our Grand Magator John Warrington named each file, and along other John Warrington uploaded programs, inclusive videos, are now only to be found on douglasdietrich.com once upon you click that red donate button. On past transmissions, I have informed our listeners about the option to send us checks or monetary orders to mine own physical mailing address in order to avoid paying the middle person. Now my manageress, Lena Shea, has asked myself to clarify unto our audience that I was referring to PayPal Holdings Merchant Services as said middle person, and not herself, who be an unremunerated volunteeress. As my webmistress, the young Madame Lena Shea has been e-relaying thank you communique on mine own behalf unto everyone who submits their donations online. My presently transitional website situation be in no way, shape, or form analogous to the Aquino-designated suppression asset Lorian Ann Fenton handling, in which she was assigned to sabotage all my contacts per potential sponsors and all my communications via the open public, while stealing any and all incoming fiscal succor intended for myself as her personal profits. So fear Goddess and dread not, whether you send donations online or through the postal services, it will reach myself. Accepting online donations cost us roughly 3% plus or minus to process, so you can help us save a few extra United States dollars by mailing either checks or money orders, never cash, to the personal residential address of the Mr. Douglas Dietrich, which itself be listed on douglasdietrich.com. The most important thing being that people regularly donate what they can within their means. Foremost among Axis Daddy D's donors, aside his lady and mistress Lena herself, be our most beloved greater British brother in battle, the Team Dietrich, or Dietrich or Dragons, heavyweight lifting keeper of the spirits and YouTube Bizarre HD channel manager, the managing mixologist, whom you can subscribe to via his channel at youtube.com/user/Bizarre HD, itself being spelled BIZAREHD, that being the Mr. George Edward Knight. Friend him at facebook.com/george.e.knight.7. Mine own personal hero who has substantially delivered towards my salvation from the streets, and who self-produced videos entitled How the United States Won World War I and Why We Are Still Legally at War with the Third Reich, both be factually substantiated per mine own expositions. Indeed, the last Dietrich son of Dietrichs, or son of a dragons, pronounced Dietrich, and Anglo-corrupted Draculas, expositions via YouTube would not be possible sans generous benefactions from my listeners on a monthly basis. I'd be the only person on the surface of this world with the insider knowledge and experience necessary to lead thy resistance against the Russo-subsatanic occupation and anti-godly insurgency, it bearing no end of emphasis that Judy, Anglo-corrupted as Jedi, literally Master D, or the Master of Enlightenment, myself, is not paid to articulate mine expositions, and has never once been remunerated per my services rendered unto thyself and all thy holdest dear, at incomparable sacrifices to myself, and, most tragically, of all my loved ones. In my most singular and quite unenviable role as the ultimate public informant at personal risk, still at large, your taxation cannot support me, as I be denied access to the USDVA, the United States Department of Veterans Affairs, benefits and or services due dishonorable discharge. So again, go to douglasdietrich.com and click Donate. The very survival of the human species be at stake, and I am not exaggerating. Do not wait. Donate now. It'd be appreciated beyond our ability to express in any language. Subscribe to the Douglas Dietrich YouTube channel at youtube.com/c/Douglas Dietrich and click that notification bell in order to receive notifications that live streams has started. Our gratitude unto the all who grace Douglas Dietrich support. Most blessed be thyself in all thine own. With due acknowledgments unto the Mr. Paco Mireles, whose name I can finally pronounce, in confidence, the Mr. Derek Talley, who, even with all that he's going through right now, donated $50 United States dollars, and the Mr. Herr Christoph Riemel, who fully intends to donate same amount, and I will read his letter in the near future in perhaps my Wednesday transmission. I'll go over that with Lena to see if that's permissible per his discretion. And, of course, the Mr. Eric Drew Laystick, who donated $250 United States dollars. We are going to relay unto you a wonderful little note he sent to myself with that, merely a sentence or two, in which he said, "Dear Douglas, my late father and I truly bonded during your early narratives on Coast to Coast AM. He and I totally retired by your knowledge, or riveted by your knowledge. He and I totally riveted by your knowledge on World War II. Compelling and eye-opening. Thank you so very much." Well, God bless you, dear Eric, and thank you very much for supporting myself. I encourage others to do that, as, of course, every month presents its challenges, this month being no different, because we have a lot of holidays this month as well. The Serbian Orthodox Christmas and New Year's are both this month, and it is yet to be New Year's. As a matter of fact, the next time I'm speaking to you will be the day after Byzantine Orthodox New Year has ushered in the Julian calendrical calendar of the New Year for Christendom in the East. And I have, of course, the other challenges in expenses that must be met for social obligations during Asian Lunar New Year. We are entering, of course, the Year of the Rat, and it's far more complex and deeper than that. I'll be going into such nuances as we approach that period of time, which will be all too soon. And at that point, people will be seeing myself in drag again in celebration and engaging in my social intercourse of various sorts, physical and social. And at that point, I'll need all of the help that I can get fiscally to make rent. So I do ask people to donate towards myself in that regard. Now, we have some mass prayer requests. The Team Dietrich or Dragon, Grand Modem, Maria Michaela Grigorich, whom you can friend and follow at facebook.com/Mary.Grigorich, her surname being spelled Gregoric, Slovenian name, the administratress of our auxiliary DDD PCF, our Douglas Dwayne Dietrich Public Community fan page, which you can like and follow at facebook.com/DDD-Douglas-Dwayne-Dietrich- a whole series of numbers. I hope you just find it by looking up facebook.com/DDD with the Douglas Dwayne Dietrich after it. I will read, of course, what she said last week, and it's only 2 paragraphs, but it gives the situation that we are focusing our energies upon, our positive vibrations and thoughts and prayers. She said, "Hi, I won't bother you, but could I ask for a favor, please, Douglas? Can I ask for prayers on tonight's transmission for a beautiful little girl named Angel Rose? She had a new pacemaker put in a couple of days ago on. The surgery was more complicated as the new pacemaker is larger than the one she had in place and required more extensive surgery. She is recovering nicely, but she has been through so much since her birth, which I can imagine." And the modem says, "I love this little girl dearly, and she has the most beautiful spirit. I posted prayers with her photo on my wall, which you can find at the Facebook timeline I articulated, and that, of course, would be, if I remember, facebook.com/Mary.Grigorich. And so do check that out. And she says that if you have time, take a look. Not today, of course. They live in Australia, so there is already much going on for the family. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Love you. And when I told her I would read it again this week, she responded, thank you. I sent Angel Rose's mom a message explaining a little about who you are. Hopefully not enough to scare her half to death. All good things, since I can't say a bad thing about you. Well, maybe your Trump imitation. Laugh out loud. I told her that I would ask you to send her a friend request, since Angel Rose is probably too young for your channel. Well, that's for sure. I hope she's not listening. Her name, the mother, is Lennis T. Davidson. I told her that you would like it if she could hear your prayers and dedication for herself. Thank you again. You are truly amazing, and I am very fortunate to have you in my life. Now go do what you have to do to get ready, and I will not bother you again. Well, not today at least, with all the hearts. And so we ask for a mass prayer request for the young Angel, well, that's her name, Angel Rose Davidson of Australia, whom you can look more deeply into her case at facebook.com/angelrose.davidson.98. Davidson would be spelled Davidson, and there's the dot and 98. angelrose.davidson.98. Do give her your prayers and support. And we now send up these positive thoughts and prayers in her case. And we will be addressing throughout the arc of narrative tonight a number of questions that will be tended to, all of them which I have every intention of addressing tonight. We're going to have, likely in the negative, one Edomite cultist acting as Twa, and with help from Brenzoget and Hesiodo, I will be deconstructing and eviscerating that individual. When comes the time tonight, soon enough. And in the positive, we have J.Mo Reese, who put forth a statement that I will be addressing, along with, of course, some written commentary that has been published on our YouTube channel by Lena Shea regards this wonderful young man who it's hard for many people to understand, but he's in a space which I myself have been in, which is a dark space oftentimes, and therefore he scares away a lot of people. But he is definitely welcome into our staff at this point.